Are you poor? Do you want to stop graveyard effects but can't afford Necro Valley? Then this is the card for you. Different Dimension Ground is an rarity normal trap card that simply has the effect to banish any monster that is sent to the graveyard during this turn. This cheap card does a wonderful job to counter any graveyard-based decks. For example, Onomats cannot revive their monsters using Gagaga Head or Gagaga Coat if they are banished. Resonators cannot activate Wild Wind's graveyard effect to search a Resonator if it is banished instead of being sent to the graveyard. Gaia the Magical Knight cannot revive Curse of Dragonfire from the graveyard. Harpies cannot use Feather Rest to recycle their monsters, or Hysteric Party to revive them. Shiren Uis will just banish their own Spectral's Word if they use Samurai Skull's effect. Even though Thunder Dragons can still activate their effects if you banish them with Different Dimension Ground, it can still stop your opponent from summoning Chaos Dragon Levianeer by not letting your opponent put monsters in the graveyard to banish. In some situations, Different Dimension Ground is even better than Necro Valley, because it also stops monster effects that activate when they are sent to the graveyard. For example, Winder cannot activate its effect to special summon a monster if it is banished directly after being destroyed. Also, Necro Valley can be countered by back row removal, while Different Dimension Ground can be activated in response and its effect will still resolve. This card does have some weaknesses. Its effect only lasts for one turn, and it affects both players. You'll also need to activate this card very early on before your opponent sends their monsters to their graveyard, so this card won't be as useful if your opponent goes first. But some of these weaknesses allow this card to be played in decks that can't run Necro Valley. Resonators and Gaia are two great examples. Resonators can't use Necro Valley because they need to banish Wild Wind to search, and Gaia decks need their field spell zone for their own field spell. If they run Different Dimension Ground, Resonators can put Wild Wind in the graveyard during their own turn, and activate Different Dimension Ground in the opponent's turn so their own Wild Wind doesn't get affected. Similarly, Gaia decks can activate Different Dimension Ground after safely putting Curse of Dragonfire into the graveyard. To wrap things up, Different Dimension Ground is a great cheaper alternative to Necro Valley, and can be played in some decks that can't use Necro Valley. Back in the day when Sylvans were top tier, I used this card to block their annoying excavated effects and prevent monsters like Rose Lover to be sent to the graveyard. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.